really going down. It's about to go down, down. Really going down. It's about to go down, down.
We the people. Shema. Israel. We the people. Shema, Shema. Israel. We the people. Shema. Israel. We the people. Shema, Shema. Israel. We the people. Shema. Israel. We the people. Shema, Shema. Israel. We the people. Shema. Israel. We the people. Shema, Shema. Israel. We the people of the book. I stay humble, I ain't even boasting. I'm just here telling you facts. No more secret, it's gotta be spoken. We out here living a lie. 3/5, but they say that we equal. So put your hands up in the sky. Represent for the chosen people. Melanin, yeah, we got a lot of it. I can see the fear in them when they look at it. Lacking understanding, cause it's their nature. They don't fear God, but concerned about some glaciers. They always wanna justify, define themselves not guilty. Pride so puffed up high, living in iniquity. We the people. Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel. We the people that they took. I stay humble, I will not be shaken. My people is starting to wake up. Their minds scramble, need a shake up. They rewriting history, whitewashing images, forgery. It's all a conspiracy, crafted counsel from my enemies. They stole our identities, done away with our heritage. Had us working in the fields, broken, we can't get no settlement. So cruel, they took it too far on them people that resemble Kadar. Perpetually, they really hate us, but we quickly coming out of our haters. We the people. Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel.
Shouts out to my people, miserable to straight hallelujahs. 400 years, better let it move ya. Messiah coming, better let it soothe ya. Whoever knew we would be great. On the slave ships, we were stowaways. Never made sense that we were throwaways, but it makes sense we hit fadeaways. Swish. We serving the ultimate power. The most high, get them hands high. His son in the ultimate hour. Same people eating that manna. Know we gotta get that bread. In the raised lines, carry no manners. It's the truth now, Lord, in my head. Ironic, we grew up in wars. Projects, boroughs, in the ghettos. Between us, there's always a war. Check out Kings and the Chronicles. Brothers overseas, same movie. Escape out of Mizraim. Worship and praise out of our cage. Dancing is all in our dreams.
Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Israel, we the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we the people.
Really going down.
We the people.
It's about to go down.
We the people.
It's really going down.
We the people.
It's about to go down, down. It's really going down. It's about to go down, down. It's really going down.
Alright, shalom, 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 y'all. It is Michael Israel here, and you are watching Spiritual Combat. And as you can see by the name of the show, this kind of wrapping up the developing a spiritual or developing the warrior spirit series. Yesterday I had Elder Yahweh come on, and the main reason why I tapped them and invite him on the shows because I knew he specialized in bringing when you're demonically oppressed or demonically possessed, evident by you have something going on in your life that you just can't stop doing no matter what you do, whether it be substance abuse or addiction to lust like pornography, or a spirit of unforgiveness or bitterness like a lot of our women struggle with, whatever it is, spirits of depression, spirits of oppression, all whatever it is, and it's just a stronghold on you. I knew to bring him on because he's a specialist in getting those off you, okay? But an important thing that I wanted to hit on today is the fact that once those spirits are out, which when you're dealing, when you, like he was saying yesterday, when you have that real strong faith, and you could get those spirits out, and they come out relatively easily with men of strong faith. They come back. They're going to come back and see if you fix the breach, the area that they came in. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. And anything else that that we can talk about that anybody wants to bring up, I'm going to put excuse me, I'm going to put the call-in line up there so you could call in, and you know, we can chop it up, or if you got a question, comment, or concern and you want to put it in the comments here on YouTube or Facebook, I'll get it. You know what I'm saying? We'll discuss it. So but the first thing I wanted to the point I wanted to make, and the first thing I wanted to hit on was, again, the fact of what that actually means, that Matthew 12:43, because that's where we're at now. Now the demon's been removed, the addiction's been removed off you, you're free from it. How do you prevent it from coming back? So we're going to hit on that on a very basic level so you understand exactly what this process is. But what we're going to do first is say shalom to everybody watching, everybody tuning in. I see people still steadily coming in, so I'm going to take my time saying shalom to everybody so everybody could get in there. Shalom, Elder Ezekiel Ben Israel. Shalom, man. Good to see you in there. Elder Ezekiel from New York, right? I think you from BK. I think you're a Brooklyn Gladiator, right? I think you are, man. I think that's where you from, or you from Jersey. Let me know, man. Shalom to the Most High Child. Shalom to Willie Walton. Good to see you in there. And I still see people steadily coming in over on the YouTube side, so I'll let y'all get in there. All right, shalom to my brothers and sisters watching over on the Facebook side. Shalom to Chana. Good to see you in there watching, sis. Shalom to Anthony. Shalom, family. My man Mikael Gabar, Chicago Soldier. Good to see you in there. Diane, good to see you in there. Good to see you tuning in. Okay. So yeah, and let me get my, see if I get my number up there and everything. But yeah, we're gonna press into this, and like I said, today's a laid back show. No specific lesson. Hey, shalom, Aliyah. Good to see you tuning in. Elder Aliyah, good to see you in there. So today is, again, it's a laid back show. You know, if you got questions, comments, whatever, put them in there for show. what I'm going to do is, as soon as I find it, I'm going to put the phone number up there. So if you want to call in and chop something up, you can. Let me... Okay, getting a little... Okay, so yeah. Let me see. Okay. So yeah, I'm getting ready to put the number up here. And yeah, you could definitely... all right, there we go. So numbers up there too if you want to call in. Or if you just want to put your comment right there. South Jersey. All right. That's right. Ark, South Jersey. That's right. And you're registered on the brew link. I saw where you got registered, and I'm glad you did, because later today we're doing a segment to link up Hebrews. Okay, that's gonna be maybe around 12 or something today. Because what I did on here on the brew link is, which is our Hebrew directory. I put a section on here. Where is it at? I forget what I titled it. It's on here though. Yeah, right here. Hebrews near you. So I made this section just so people, and brother already put his information in there in Wilmington. So, and then I saw where Elder Ezekiel, he already registered his ministry, and they served the South Jersey, Philadelphia area, his ministry. So, I've definitely had people reach out to me about ministries in that area. So we're gonna definitely get the word out about his ministry. I've chopped it up with this brother. Like, his ministry isn't one I'm just recommending because, you know, he put it on there. I've actually fellowshiped with this brother on multiple occasions, met and dealt with a lot of the people in there, and I can it's spiritual combat certified ministry. So yeah, so it's a good brother. He's also affiliated with Yoshiyahu. It's one of Yoshiyahu's affiliated ministry. So he's a good op, man. But anyway, what I'm gonna do is there's a number on the screen if you want to call in or put your question, comment, or concern in the chats, you know, on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching, and I'm monitoring them right here. And with that said, I want to, the first topic of discussion that I want to get into is Matthew 12:43. Okay, I want to get into Matthew 12:43 because what we're talking about here in this developing a warrior spirit series that I've did here is, just to make it simple, what we're talking about is the step-by-step, no confusion, literal process with no fluff in it of how to overcome addiction, how to overcome substance abuse addiction, how to overcome pornography addiction, how to overcome certain mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety disorders, how to overcome these things, when to bring in help, when to stop trying on your own and realize, hey, this thing is a demonic oppression. You know what I'm saying? I like to say this. My alcoholism was not a demonic possession. It wasn't. I got that off me on my own, but my pornography addiction was a demonic oppression. I could not get that off me. I had to call on the Most High, and I delivered myself. I did self-deliverance. Again, if you want a step-by-step breakdown on how to get a demon off you. That's why I brought in Elder Yahweh yesterday. And what happened afterwards, in our phone prayer and in the phone prayer and what would you call it? Fellowshipping. It was the men's phone prayer and fellowshipping call. It was amazing. I mean, matter of fact, I might upload it because it was, I mean, brothers they was getting, I'm going to have to reach out to everybody to make sure they're cool, because people were confessing what they're dealing with, and brothers and sisters was getting delivered on there for the real, And, it might not be, I'm going to reach out and make sure everybody's cool with it being uploaded. If not, I won't. It's because Elder Yahweh's message that he did yesterday was a blessing in and of itself, okay? And I don't think the audio's there anyway, so I don't think I can upload it. But yeah, it was fruitful. There was one brother who, well, actually it is there. But anyway, I'd have to get approval from everybody before I go do that. But there was actually one brother, he had been getting encouraged over and over and over again to get on that phone call. When he called in, man, his spirit fell on him, man. It was heavy. It was heavy, I know I was on there crying yesterday. Real talk. It was no joke, man. It was some real stuff going on. All right? And you see some of the brothers in the comments, man. They over there on Facebook, they're confirming what I said. Okay? But that is why I want to, because of what happened yesterday, a lot of stuff got broken off, brothers and sisters, that they were struggling with for a good chunk of their life. Because I tell people, man, the demonic energy in this world now, especially here in America, is heavy. People got stuff that they done wrestled with their whole life. They don't even know what they're kicking against. And what they're kicking against is spiritual wickedness in high places. High places in the spiritual world. And like I said, we walk you through step by step how to get it off you. Well, now it's off you. Now what do you do? Okay? Because a lot of people get these spirits off them and they like, yeah, oh, party. And they running around on a spiritual battlefield, butt naked, celebrating, and then they get a bullet to the head. They get taken out. So I'm gonna tell you today what you need to do step by step. And it ain't complicated, but it could be, kind of difficult. Well, not really difficult, but let me just read. All right. So we got Matthew 12:43. We're going to start at 43. It says, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man. This is what happened, what was going on yesterday. This is what we instructed people on yesterday. When the unclean spirit has gone out of a man, okay, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty. He findeth it empty. He findeth it empty, swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter and dwell there, and the last state of that man is worse than the first. Okay? So look, let me tell you something. A lot of y'all got delivered from the pornography. Y'all got delivered from the alcoholism or the substance abuse or the anxiety or the depression, and you're feeling better. And even today, you're feeling good. And you're like a lot of people. I'm going to tell you the difference between what a lot of people did and what happened with me when I got delivered from the spirit of pornography. A lot of people get delivered and then they move on with their life. Boom, 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 boom. They do the same thing. Yeah, I watch spiritual. They might watch Spiritual Combat or whatever once a week, this, that, and the other. And they haven't taken the necessary steps to prevent what I just read from happening. What you need to do, and I'm going to give an analogy. What happened, you were in a battle. You had a fort. Okay, and they knocked a hole in your fort, and them spirits began to invade. They were inside the gates, and you were trying to fight them off, but you couldn't. So you called for spiritual backup from on high, and it came in, ran them up out of your fort, ran them off from around you, the battlefield. Everything's clear now. It's peaceful. And a lot of people just go back, sitting in the fort. There's a big old hole in the fort walls, and there's holes all over the place, and all the weapons. You're not repairing. What this book, what it's telling you to do, is you need to be okay. Just like a real war, you need to do a damage assessment. Okay, you do a quick. Okay, I got a hole in the wall. There's another breach over here. The weapons on top of the fort have been knocked off. All right, you just made a note of all that. All right, now I need to go repair all this stuff immediately and diligently. What am I saying? What I'm saying is, and I wrote it here. This is what people need to do. All right, where is it at? I put, you have to cut off people, places, and things. Okay? That's the little note I put there for myself of what people have to do. You want some spirits to cast out, you got to get rid of the people, places, things, anything that allowed that stuff to come in. You got to see where it came in at. And it's going to be people, close people you didn't consider, that are saying the wrong things, that got spirits on them, that are allowing stuff to come in. You got to stop going to certain places. Like, I don't go to the beach in summertime where women are running around in their underwear everywhere. You know, there's certain places I'm not going. There's certain music I'm not hearing. I'm not watching TV with all that witchcraft on it, trying to cast spells of lust and other crazy things on you, you know. And it said, meditate on my word day and night. You need to be filling yourself with the word, even more than you were before when you were under attack. Now you really need to be pouring it in, because when they come back, they're gonna come back. And a lot of people aren't diligent with this. So then you check in with them a couple months later, and they work, and instead of looking at porn, they at strip clubs or something, or they're acting things out. This is real. So with me, after that thing it got cast up out of me, I turned up to even higher level of studying this word that I haven't turned back from since, where I watch, like, if I'm in my car, if I'm not listening to some like Hebrew type music most of the time, I'm listening to a message. When I'm at work and they playing all them 80s songs and 90s songs, I got my headphones in, listening to the word or educating myself on something. I'm constantly pouring into this vessel. I'm constantly drowning out from my senses this, like I said, this demonic energy that's in this nation. You know, you got to drown that out. I will cut anybody off quick if they got demonic energy off them. I don't care who they are. Anybody, cut them right up out my life. Because it ain't worth getting demonically possessed again. And everybody, damn near all these people is demonically possessed. Most people are demonically possessed, and they don't realize. And it's funny because when you really begin pouring into yourself, you really begin seeing demons on people. When I say seeing demons on them, I mean seeing how they're acting. You're watching how they behaving, and you know they led of Satan. And don't let Hebrew, somebody, they done stamped the Hebrew stamped on them. Oh yeah, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, you know, this, that, and the other. Shalom, Aki, you know. And you see all types of demons. I don't let nobody tell me nothing. I discern. It says you will know them by their fruits. And I know by people's fruits, man. I've been watching it. It's like a lot of people are demonically possessed. And you got to be brutal. Cut them right off. Because it be transference of spirits that put them spirits right on you. So you got to be diligent building that fort back up so that them demons can't come back in. I could tell you. I mean, I was brutally, aggressively diligent with fortifying myself for the next attack. And when the next attack came up, I had snipers on the wall, you know, long-range ballistic missiles, Aegis radar, beyond horizon radar. Like I had advanced defenses up to where the next attack of lust was just like, you know, a little fart in the wind. But a lot of people, the demon get cast out the next day. They done pulled out the lawn chairs. They out there like this, laid out. There's a big hole in the wall all over that. They done knocked some of the fort walls completely down, and they just open for attack. Like they were about, like another analogy, it says if you want to overtake a strong man's house, you got to first bind the strong man up. And a lot of these people aren't unbound. They still in the corner, tied up. And some could just walk right up in their spiritual house, right up in their spiritual fort, and take it over. All right. So I see y'all putting a lot of comments in there. So let's read the comments. It says, all right. So trying to put, there was a sister looking for self-deliverance resources. Do you have any recommendations that align with Hebrew truth? The majority of resources are Christian aligned. Yeah, what I would say, and this is what you know, a lot of people realize is the reason I formed Spiritual Combat is because in the Hebrew Israelite community, nobody's talking about all this stuff. And I don't really know any people outside of Elder Yahweh and me. Like I got I got a lesson on because I don't know any written resources, but yeah, I have lessons on the vicious cycle of lust, molestation, and something like that. But you have to go back and look at the lessons. But yeah, I talk about it. And what it is supplication. Prayer, fasting, supplication. But it's basically supplication is how you get something off you. You know? And I got lessons on that. You know, overcoming addictions and this, that, and the other. You know, you just have to look back and go through those lessons. Because I teach on it. And I do it on a regular basis. Because I know some people aren't going to go look back, and I know I'm also growing pretty fast right now and reaching a lot of new people, so I try to do it on a regular basis. But yeah, because in the Hebrew community, nobody's teaching on it. And that's part of the reason why there's a lot of wicked Hebrews out there. Like people I see, they ain't got no spirit on them. And they call themselves, you know, Hebrew mores and stuff. You know, Josh Cullens and Morris Williams, they're good. They're two other good resources to go to they teach a lot of lessons on spiritual warfare and deliverance and stuff like that. And I've watched Josh and Morris and Malachi firsthand deliver people and bring demons up out of people, like firsthand, and dealt with the aftermath, you know, talked to the brothers months later and all that, you know. So those are some other people that are spiritual combat reviewed and approved, you know what I'm saying, that I can, you know, that I could say I could confidently recommend you to. But yeah, I realize there's a lot of demonic, and a lot of people don't realize they're demonically possessed. They got these heavy character flaws that they've glossed over for a lot of their life. They've just kept pushing this demonic possession, oppression down and ignoring it, and it just turns into a bigger monster, and it manifests in their life. So yeah, I hear you, Deborah. I'm not gonna upload it. All right, so printed materials, like, no, but I really, you know, maybe I'll work on a book or something soon or something, you know. So Dana asked, were there sisters on the prayer line? I thought it was only for the men. Yeah, and it is. It's only for the men. The women's prayer line is later in the week. Yeah, so Elias says sneak attack, thinking those spirits run in packs, and the spirits do run in packs. You see that through the book, like it says, that demon said, "Legion, for we are many." You know what I'm saying? They're teamwork. You know, they know what works. Sister Chanapa, and you will need deliverance and repentance after you cut them off if what they're affected by gets onto or into you. Yeah, man, there's people. It's funny because with me, majority of the time, like, my life is pretty much stress-free, and you know, little stuff happens, but I've been in this for long enough to see, and when I say been in this, I'm not even talking about the Hebraic walk. I'm talking about understood demonic possession and demonic oppression, and because I was dealing with that years before I came into the Hebraic walk. And the thing is, I did supplication before I knew what it was. Supplication is earnestly, desperately begging for the Most High Yah's help with humility. Like begging for his help, like with the same drive and desire like your next breath. Like if you hold your breath like that, wanting it like that. If you hold your breath, you like, you know what I'm saying? That desire, that urge. That's what deliverance is about. That wanting that spirit off you with that desire and will. That's all it's about. That's how you get a spirit off you. And then afterwards, fortifying and building yourself up and filling your house with truth with the same zeal, desire, aggression, whatever. That's how you overcome something. See, a lot of people, and this is the other thing I find, a lot of people really don't want to get right. They don't want to do what it takes to get their mind right, man. They don't. They really don't want to put this work in, man. They don't really want it off, and they don't really want to get their life together for real with that desire. They're like, well, I don't feel like putting in that much work. But it's through the book that faith without works is dead. And people don't really want to put the work in. They'd rather come up with clever excuses. but you got slammed straight into this thing. That's why I'm always talking about this warfare. Like, that's the best word I could use to say what you're doing. All right. Good. So are you, and you will need to, okay. So good habits from good character traits. Yet the opposite is also, yep. In Protestant Christianity, it is called the ministry of deliverance. Prayer circles also literally around the victim, fasting and supplication. And I'm not saying, so listen to this, because this is heavy. Okay. In Christianity, they bring demons up out of people, but because they don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments and have an understanding of the law, statutes, and commandments, they're gonna come back, and you're gonna get possessed again. You see what I'm saying? Because what? Because it's a half truth. They're not in the truth all the way. See, that's the heavy thing. All right, so it says, why is there hardly any attention for demonic possession? Because a lot of people are demonically possessed. So they don't know what to do. So that's why there's not a lot of attention. And I said that earlier. It says, she said, for fear of dealing with the practical supernatural implications of old curses. So she said the same thing. Shalom, Sister Juanita. Good to see you in there. Sister Juanita, we fellowshipped over there. It was awesome. Really relaxed. I got some rest. I took me a little nap over there. We got the word. It was really a Sabbath day of rest. Good food, all that. All I could eat over there. And you know I could eat. So it says spirits. Yeah, they run impacts. Yeah, it's spiritual combat. Yeah, it's real, true spiritual combat. It is. And it's ugly, brutal combat, and it's about will. You know, a city being attacked by the enemy need to have their walls enforced and the breaches fixed. Right. And that's what doesn't get stressed is there's the real work comes in after that thing's up out of you. And once the demonic oppression or the demonic possession is left, you have renewed energy and zeal and vigor to put this work in to where it's almost effortless, you know? All right. Right. Many people cherish and cling to their afflictions or sins. Yeah. And Christianity, that deceptively named Christianity, because it's really not Christianity, or they're really not Christian because they don't follow Christ. But anyway, Christianity and that whole concept, and you see a lot of Hebrews trying to bring a lot of Christian ways into this Hebraic walk. But you got to be careful doing that, because then you also bring a lot of the ways that keep people demonically oppressed. You end up bringing that into this Hebraic thing. And that's why you see a lot of these ministries. You got a lot of people, they just been struggling with sin for years. And they get in a lot of these ministries and it just continues. They continue to struggle with the same sin for years on end. When you come into ministry, that thing should come up off you. Or when you come into this truth, I don't even like saying ministry. Like the one brother, he came on to the prayer call and got the demon off from that. And that was his first time calling into the thing. But that's what I was saying. It says you will know them by their fruits. And you look at some of these ministries and it's full of people from the top down, from the top leader all the way down to the lowest person. Everybody wrestling with all types of sins. And you can feel it in your spirit when you get around some of these ministries. It's just a bunch of wickedness up in there. And you don't even know what the heck you're feeling because it's all around you, you know? So, yeah, I think I'm about to block this dude. It looked like he demonically possessed. like I said, you know, hey, you know, I'm smashing straight into Satan's kingdom when people come on like this. I guess he called me a wicked monkey or something. Yeah, you know, I'm banging on. I'm gonna leave that in there because that's a badge of honor. I know I'm smashing straight into Satan's kingdom when folks come in with that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go check his page out, see how demonically possessed this guy is. But yeah, if you see that comment over there on Facebook, yeah, you know that, you know, that's how I know I'm putting that, you know, this thing's being effective. I'm gonna make what I'm trying to make sure is that it's not a typo, and it is somebody Looser. Yeah, I'm not sure what they typing. But anyway, but yeah, so you got to be, even in the Hebrew Israelite community, like I don't let a Hebrew, somebody say, yeah, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, this, that, and the other. When somebody tell me something like that, I look at them just like somebody off the street saying something. Like I look at their fruits the same way. Because I don't listen to nothing people saying. I'm looking at their fruits. It says you will know them by their fruits. So I just look at how they act, how they behave, what's going on around them. And that don't lie. They can't fool you with that, you know. And I've learned to trust that and make my move not on, oh, they talk and they're pronouncing stuff so good and they bringing this out and they got the whole Bible memorized and all this. No, I'm watching your fruits. I'm watching your personality. I'm watching what's going on around you. And, okay, I see the demons on you. All right, bye. You know? All right, let's see. Oh, dear, don't they recognize and acknowledge, or is it because they recognize demonic possession that they are reserved? No. Satan and his demons and all that, they operate by deception. A lot of people, when a demon's coming up out of them, they like feel it move through their emotions when people start praying on it. And like when we were at the Sukkot and Josh and Morris, there was a brother there, and we knew from the very beginning of Sukkot, there was some stuff he had said that we knew he was wrestling with it. And his wife made him come up there and get prayer. And when he felt that thing move inside him, and when I say he felt it move inside him, he felt it move through his emotions. He started fighting. And Josh, Morris, and Malachi had to wrestle the dude to the ground and told him, let it go. Want it out of you. Want it out of you. And it came up out of him. He felt it leave him. Okay? So a lot of people don't know what's up in there because they operate through deception. And these demons operate like you have to give them right to come in. There's certain things you have to do. If you take a drug, you've just completed the requirement to give a demon right to take you over a lot of times. You look at porn a number of times, or sometimes one time, you have given legal right in the spirit world to get demonically possessed. A lot of times if you get molested, it's sexually transmitted demons. You have given that gives a demon legal right in the spirit world to occupy you. See, people don't understand that, okay? And your pride, because this is the other big issue, your pride will stop you from looking at and realizing, hey, this might be going on. Now, the other signs that you are demonically possessed are things in your life you can't stop doing. Certain ways you can't stop feeling, like unforgiveness, bitterness, like a lot of people who've been raped and molested or something like that, they struggle or they've had abortions, and they got this demon of it creates all types of emotions like bitterness, this feeling of guilt that's deep down inside that eats them up, and they just keep pushing that down, and it manifests into all types of other things, all this stuff. A lot of times the spirit of guilt, it will turn into drug use or something, substance abuse, addiction, depression, anxiety, all this stuff, man. And sometimes people are so twisted up, like they don't know what the heck's going in there. They can't even concentrate. So it's a lot of stuff, man. It's heavy. All right. And what do you have to do? You got to repent of it. You got to be like, you know what? I'm jacked up. You know, boom, boom, boom. You know? All right. So demonically influence versus possession. Yeah, there's a difference. What I would say influence is stuff that you can, through prayer, fasting, and supplication, you could get off you. But there's some things where, you know, and where it's going to take, serious prayer and fasting and deliverance and all that to get off you. You know, there's heavy stuff. So, yeah. Shalom, my brother. Also, when a person wants deliverance, they have to denounce what the stronghold is to begin the deliverance. Yeah. Like I keep saying, you have to want it off you. And the way I said it yesterday, you gotta want it off you like you would want a tarantula off your back if you found out there was one on your back. A lot of people got 20 tarantulas on their back and like, oh, you know, the Lord understands, you know, because they've been brainwashed by Christianity and its ways. Like a lot of these ministries coddle demons, man. A lot of these ministries wicked as heck. Oh, you look at the messages. There's no power in them. It's just knowledge. It's just, look at them, man. It ain't like when you get an understanding of this. Oh man, you see some of these people, you're like, dang, do they work for Satan? Cause they're like demon farms. Their ministries. They just teach these lukewarm messages that will get some money out of your pocket and get you to keep supporting their ministry and feed the demons, keep them happy, and keep it. Don't speak nothing that's going to shake things up. That's a lot of these ministries out here claiming to be Hebrew or Hebrew Christian or whatever they calling themselves. But when you see it, it be signs all over. It be obvious. Like you could see it. You can see the spirits on everybody after you've been through this thing. It says, shalom, my brother, also when... Okay, I already read that one, sorry. Tony Pope. My man, Tony Pope. Malachi ben Israel. Malachi on the scene. That's good, Gabar. He said, truth brings out demons. That's right. Tony Pope, but you know you bring it out when they make statements like yeah, man. All right, yeah. Exactly. Tony Poe said it right. He said the devil can precept. Satan knows the book better than anybody out here. That's why I don't get caught up. A good sign to know whether somebody, and I'm not saying that this is the sign to know of, but when people want to put an emphasis on, you know, on education all the time, like, hey, you know, I studied up under this person and this, that, and the other, and I got a degree in this, and they putting all this stuff on, I don't know what the best word would be but on like education almost. on academics. Like they want to focus on that when you could go to college for hundreds of years and be wicked as heck. Judas walked with Christ. Come on now. King Solomon, the wisest man. You see what I'm saying? A big red flag is when people want to focus on academics. That is a big red flag. And I don't have anything against academics. Like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's one of the things where you should start watching. Then look what's going on around them. Look at the watered down messages, and then you pretty much got your answer. And hey, look, I don't care if I hurt people's feelings. I'm just keeping it 100 because I'm tired of seeing all the demonic possession out here, and then you got people who are basically demon farms. They feed the demons. You know what I'm saying? Don't feed the demons. Starve them and cast them out. All right, okay. Tony Popa, just because you know the scriptures don't mean you operate in the spirit. I couldn't have put it any better. Yep, confess it and be healed. Well, Messiah has the ultimate solution for the legal battle as the heavenly high priest. Exactly. All right, thank you so much for the message and for. All right, well, I appreciate you tuning in on here. And let me see what y'all saying. I've been ignoring y'all over on YouTube. Let me go on over here. Exactly, Pastor Johnson. It's that make you feel good ministry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Pastor Johnson. I was reading the comments over on YouTube, but I'm gonna read them over here. I got you. Yeah, Pastor Dow comes right down the middle, man. That's my dude, Pastor Charles Dow. Yeah. It ain't no coddling stuff, man. Too many people out here getting destroyed on a regular basis to be trying to be like some Christian pastor. Like, somebody gotta be the light out here. Okay? Hello, I'm from Iran. Wow. We modern day Iranians are not Persians. We are not Elamite either. Okay, well you should go on. He bringing out some truth, but good to have somebody from Iran. I think you're the first person from Iran I've had viewing my show. Exactly, Johnson, praise. Okay, yep. Exactly, gotta confess with your mouth. Yeah, so keep an eye, like, mark the people that, and I'm not saying every message got to be about this, but I see there's people out there that never teach on nothing to help you overcome all this demonic energy that's going on out here. And I mean, we swim in an ocean of wickedness and demonic possession and oppression. The demonic energy in America is on a whole nother level. And to have a ministry where you don't know, like, you don't hear any teachings on it or anything, I already know what's going on in there. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta, and then I won't even get into it. I'm not touching it. Listen. All right, yeah. All right, so yeah, Sister Shauna put, blessed be Yahuwah my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. What a good verse. That is so spiritual combat right there. No, it teaches my hands to have fun and to sing and dance and act like I'm on a Disney vacation when I'm really on a battlefield. That's what you see. But this book is a book of war. Everything you got to get, you have to fight for it, you know? Exactly. Sister Linda put, coddling these demons. I'm blessed by this teaching. I'm currently attending a fellowship that believe in the Hebraic. However, some are still embracing some Christianity ways. And I'm not saying everything Christian is bad, because in Christianity, they do a lot. There's a lot of Christians that have a heavy spiritual understanding of the book, to the point where, like, the last ministry I was in right before I came into the Hebraic understanding, they had such a heavy spiritual understanding of the book that you damn near kept the law. But it just, I began to dig deeper and see where there was some confusion at. But that was the ministry where I overcame pornography and pornography addiction, and I overcame alcoholism and all these other issues. Okay, so I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to Christianity. I scrutinize everything that I see come in that's Christian. And I see a lot of ministries that don't do that. They just want to kind of coddle Christians. They, you know, it's a money thing. You know, they really don't care about the people. They're about that paper. That's why they'll coddle the demons in people and not really say nothing. That's, you know, they speak lukewarm messages. All right, let's see what y'all say. Yep, and the devil know the word. He do. Okay. Let's see, So my Sean McGee, that's my dude right there. It says he put Ecclesiasticus 2 verse 1, and that's Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach. It goes by both names. It's in the Apocrypha, and it's basically the book of Proverbs. It's the book just like that, but like it's on steroids. It's like no joke. But he wrote, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Okay? That's a good, you know, letting people know, man, this is warfare. This ain't, you know, cupcakes and bubblegum Disney World crap. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make no haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Okay? For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Don't get frustrated. That is, man, that is good. That was a good verse. That said it all. Okay? And that we're brainwashed into not thinking that way. Like a lot of people, they get under that oppression and they got a panic response. They get frustrated. They get shook up, when you need to just stay calm and look around the room and look for a way out. Now, how did God say for me to get up out of here? What do I need to do? Where do I need to put my focus at? Okay, like a lot of y'all just off this message I did here and some of the other ones, y'all are going to realize, hey, I have a demonic possession or oppression. Hey, this happened to me when I got younger. Oh my God! Or I don't want to think about it. That's the wrong response. You need to be like, okay, where do I need to focus my warfare at? Like, where does my warfare need to be totally focused at spiritually? And you need to begin seeking, and you shall find. look for answers for that specific problem. But most people don't want to do that because you got deceptive pastors. Oh, don't listen to him. He didn't study under a bishop, apostle, CEO, doctor, captain, general, so-and-so. And he doesn't have a PhD and an EBE and all of these doctor, professor before his name. So he don't know what he's talking about. He can't memorize the whole Bible like I can, so he's wicked. You know, and you got people telling you that, making you let your guard down, and you don't do what you need to do. Yeah, so let's see. All right. Yeah, Sister Bada Israel. Just email us at that email address that's right there. Okay? That's on screen. Okay? My man Malachi ben Israel, he put, in the times of prosperity, rejoice. At the times of adversity, consider. For Yah has created them both for our good. These are the balance scales and weights. Exactly. And in prosperity, I'm studying, I'm building up the fort. I'm fortifying my defenses and doing all that. And like I've done it for such a long time that it's my that's my entertainment. That's my enjoyment. That's you see what I'm saying? Exactly. The disciples weren't learned men. They weren't. But what were they? They were workers. They had work ethic. They weren't lazy. You see what I'm saying? Like, and when he found them, like, they were working, you know. All right. They had Shalom Ben Zion. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, but yeah, that's an important point. All right, I'm back on YouTube. Let's see. So Badadiah put, we all start from Christianity just being fed by milk. Then we need to get the meats. That's right. But I wouldn't really call I'd be careful calling Christianity the milk. Because in a lot of ways, it's like poison. Like a lot of the rape and molestation, and you see certain Christian organizations signing off on abortion and all types of wickedness. Like Josh is bringing out, like Christianity is a strong delusion because it's so deceptive. And a lot of it is telling you to be lawless in a deceptive way through your emotions. So, yeah, I really wouldn't call it the milk. So yeah, for sure. All right. But yeah, so again, it's important to understand, you know, the best way I can say it is you gotta create. You gotta structure your life and everything in it so that all you're meditating on this word day and night. So like everything you do, as much as you can, to your creative ability, you set your life up to where this word is coming in all the time to drown out all this other crap. So, for instance, we watch a movie, you know, from time to time and everything, but we watch more of the word than we do these movies. We are not around people who not in this truth. You know, there's a lot of stuff in this world we really don't do. Like we don't go to certain events because like and I just realized this, you know, like we're not at events where it's full of worldly people. Like we'll go to the movies sometimes, but even that sometimes feels weird when it's crowded. Like I'm just noticing this. We really don't go to places where there's large groups of worldly people. We don't go to events. And it's almost like even when I go to Walmart, it's weird being in Walmart when it's crowded. Because normally I go early in the morning or something like that, or go shopping somewhere. A lot of stuff in our life is just, we try to keep it Hebrew. We don't even, like I made the decision with our family. I realized, I was like, we're not taking any vacations anymore. All of our vacations will be centered around Hebrew events. And it was awesome. It's an awesome blessing. Like, we're here in Florida. We're here in Jacksonville, Florida. So every now and then we'll go down to Orlando, which is a couple hours, 2 hours away. We'll go this weekend coming up. We're going to Fort Lauderdale with Pastor Johnson. So that's going to be awesome with the event he's having down there. So it's like, so that's how we structure. We wouldn't take a vacation to one of their places. You know, it don't make sense anymore. But I just realized that. But all that to say, you have to use this big, brilliant brain to construct the lifestyle where you're meditating on his word day and night. And that's not a complicated thing with the amazing brain he's given us. It's not a complicated thing. Okay? Okay, you live in Jacksonville? Well, you need to email us. You need to email us so you can fellowship with us. You live in Jacksonville, Florida? Okay, yeah. We're right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Just that email. Oh, you're not here no more. Oh, well. Okay, we'll move on back. Come on back. Okay? But yeah, if you want to fellowship, you know, just email us and we'll set it up. All right. All right, hold on. Yep, the entire planet is bewitched. I don't know what that is. The Nag Habayah. I don't know what that is. What I'm telling you, I know people who know all these books. They know all types of books and stuff like that out there, but they still full of demons. I'm about getting your mind right. Because look, Judas walked with Christ. You know, like I said earlier, King Solomon was one of the wisest men. In the Hebrew Israelite community, there's a ton of truth, but everybody missing what all this truth is pointing you to. All this truth is pointing you to one basic thing. Get your mind right. So I don't get caught up in a whole bunch of books and this deep biblical understanding when I'm watching all my people get destroyed on the basics. They getting destroyed on basic stuff. That's why Michael Israel ain't going in on deep doctrines and all these books and stuff. I'm keeping it on the basics. Why am I wrestling keeping Torah? Why can't I make myself do that? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I've had, and look, when people come at me with other books and all types of stuff, and I'm like, dude, I'm fighting demons on a basic level. I'm building my strength and supplication, because every book of the Bible, no matter how deep you dive into it, is telling you, get your mind right, get your spirit aligned with what the word of Yah says here. It's that basic thread all through the book. And we can't come, like, I see people who got a profound understanding of who we are, history, we were talking about prophecy, and a good point got brought up. Yeah, you don't have to worry about end time prophecy if you get demonically possessed and that demon gets you killed. Like, if you die tomorrow, your end time is tomorrow. Christ returned tomorrow if you die. So when you look through the whole book, there's no way we can do what the Most High wants us to do. We cannot come together as a nation. I cannot come together with another brother if he's struggling with lust and he's going to try to sleep with my wife or molest my kids. So my big thing is, I feel like I don't have a problem because I study like with Ron. Like, Ron Dalton is my aunt. So me and him, I study his teachings a lot, this, that, and the other. And I study these other brews, bringing this deep truth out about our history. But I'm going to be honest. I studied 20, probably a closer count would be 10% of my studies is that. The other 90% is getting my mind right and keeping it right, because it's constantly getting bombarded. And he'll use Bible knowledge and all these other crazy books to get you off so that he could get you, deceive you and lead you astray. So it's my understanding, like what I've seen dealing with the Hebrew community, is that the focus got to be on us getting our mind right, because a lot of people are struggling here spiritually. And I see it because this is what my ministry mainly is a spiritual ministry. The sister said earlier, that, hey, can you show me some Hebraic spiritual teachings or books or something? I don't know. Like, I couldn't find them because it's a big void right now, you know? Like, any brother banging on the spiritual, banging on getting your mind right, I'm affiliated with him. That's how I know Yahweh. You know, that's how I could build with him like a brother, because spiritually, we're aligned. Malachi, Ben Israel, spiritually, we're aligned. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the intricacies of Malachi or Yahweh's doctrinal beliefs. I know he believes in Yahushua, and I know some of the basics of his understanding, but I know spiritually where he's at. And that, you see what I'm saying? So that's a heavy thing. All right, let's see. Okay, so I only ask because some of it seems to line up with what you are saying about the demonic and emotions. Okay, well, I'll say this. Before I came in to, let me say this correctly. Before I made an earnest declaration and dedication to seek the word out, so basically before I got back into the word, prior to that, I was in the New Age. I was into Hinduism, Buddhism, and all these other New Age, get your mind right, meditation, Eckhart Tolle, and all this other self-help stuff and New Age stuff and religions. And I can tell you, firsthand, they got some heavy breakdowns on stuff as far as working with your mind and your spirit and getting your mind right and looking at thoughts and all that line up perfectly with the Bible. But it's half-truths. It's half-truths. And why? And again, and it's heavy deception. You got to be careful of it because the Bible is the source. And if you have the source there, focus on the source. Because if you're dealing with half-truths, even though they sound real good and it's on point, it's going to lead you astray. Focus on the source and you're going to be 100. Because after I studied all that stuff, then I came into the word, I was like, dang, This is way more on point and in depth than all that crap I was studying in those watered down self-help, self-development, new age, whatever it is. So it's like focus on Torah, focus in on that, and you're going to be fine. And you're not going to overcomplicate things. You're not going to get led astray. You know, I'm just keep it simple. You want to keep it simple. This is in combat. Like I do weapons training and all that. When it comes to weapons training and combat and warfare, you got to keep it simple. You need one battle manual. You know, you got to, because when you're under attack and when you're under a spiritual attack, you can't think straight. When you're in real warfare, you can't think clear. It's chaotic. It's called the fog of war. There's a lot of confusion. Same thing when you're under a demonic attack. When the spirit of lust raises up and you want to do something, it's not, things aren't clear, and you need solid stuff that works. You see what I'm saying? You need solid instruction. You need solid. I'm just telling you, from combat, like when you're under attack, the only thing that matters is effectiveness. Okay, and that's why you got to focus on the book. And when I say the book, the 66 books. You don't even got to get into the Apocrypha because you got Proverbs. You know, but if you want to get in even deeper, go into the Apocrypha and Ecclesiasticus, or otherwise known as Sirach. Okay? So yeah, cut asunder. I can understand your reasoning, Michael Israel. Roots are essential. If they're not properly fed with the word, the tree will no longer flourish, bear fruit, and eventually wither. And this is the other thing. One of the things I said, one of the reasons I said you got to keep it simple is like we got a deceptive enemy. One of the things we talked about yesterday, these demons and Satan, they've been around way longer than you. They way wiser than you. They operating in the spirit world. They know more than you. And you're only, they're deceptive. Like, think about a baby. Say you got a baby that's 6 months old and you're 40 years old. Think about how the advantage you have over them. Well, I'm 40 years old or 42 or something like that. And these demons aren't 100 years old. They're not 200 years old. They're thousands of years old or more. Think of the advantage they have. And your only chance is the Most High Yah's word. Not Elabaya or the religion of Hooba Dooba or whatever, the New Age, or Eckhart Tolle, who's just a man who just is deceived. The demons work through them. They use them to lead you off the path. Your only chance. That's why I said cling to this word, because the deception is so heavy. I mean, you got a religion, you got a demonic religion built off the Bible, used to deceive you. Christianity, Catholicism. You see how heavy this is? You got to cling to this thing. Meditate on it day and night, because they're always warning you, don't get deceived. Don't get deceived. Don't get deceived. Okay? Yep, the enemy always comes for the mind. Yep. And the sign that you're under attack is like, there'll be warning signs that, you know, you'll be feeling a certain way. There's all types of signs that you know, hey, I am demonically possessed or oppressed or something's going on. So, and the Most High, he warns you. You know, he's like, okay, your physical health or something like that, you know? All right. Yeah, you said the Nag Hammadi is supposedly writings of the Hamashiach. I would just stick to what we got. Like, let me say it a different way, Yehoga. I understand what you're saying. Let me say it like this. With the 66 books, you can get delivered from demons. You don't need nothing extra. And that's what matters. You see what I'm saying? You can get your mind right. You can get your life right. You can get your relationships right. And you can begin getting other brothers and sisters right with just using the King James Version or whatever. Just using the Bible we have now. And what I'm saying is there's so much pain and confusion, and our people need help out there so badly that it's urgent. There's damn near no time for me to even rest, really. I feel an urgency to where I haven't read the book of Enoch yet. I haven't read through the whole entire Apocrypha yet. I've studied certain books in it, but I haven't studied it out. But I have studied the heck out of Torah and the New Testament, and I've gotten my life in order. I've gotten my mind in order. I've overcome addictions and demonic oppression and possession. So I got, again, in warfare, you got to be efficient. You only use what works. I ain't got time to be figuring out extra stuff, you know. All right, let's see. Jacob just okay. Yeah. My Sean McGee, he put 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 3, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, okay? And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. So if you want to know, like that, what he just posted there is, the whole book is like pointing us to that. You could boil all the problems we have as a nation, all the problems you have in your life, to not being able to cast down thoughts that are exalting themselves against the knowledge of Christ, and so against what's written in the book. And a lot of people don't know what's written in the book. You know you're not supposed to be thinking that, right? You know you shouldn't keep entertaining that. Well, how do I not keep entertaining that? Because a lot of times it starts going and this, that, and the other. And a lot of times I got to show people actions that they got to take to stop it. You see what I'm saying? So when we dealing with that, you know, I don't know. I think you understand. Yeah, Sister Deborah put, the battle is of and for the human mind, but we do not stand alone. Mikael fought the war before us, and God, the Most High is not gonna, and the angels are not gonna fight for you if you just sitting there doing the thing, the Christian thing, the thing that these fake Christian churches said. It's like, oh, the Lord understand my pain, He'll deliver me. He ain't gonna help you. You're just gonna get worse and worse. Because it says faith without works is dead. You need to step up and do as much as you can on your part. That's how, and then He will send the help and the assistance. Okay? But if you're just sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, like you've been conditioned by Christianity, then you're just gonna be laden with sin. like a lot of the people who are Christian or take on Christianity ways and don't take on biblical Hebraic ways. And read the Bible for what it's really saying, because it's a book of action, not a book of wishful thinking. Yeah, right, man. Like I said, don't seek things too high for yourself. Sister Koya in there, y'all. Say shalom to her. She's on Facebook and YouTube, saying shalom to everybody. Yeah, being renewed is a constant thing. It's a lifestyle. You know, you know what I'm saying? And when you see the relaxation it brings, I guess, the peace. When you see the peace that it brings of constantly renewing your mind or constantly watching what's going on, what thoughts are popping up, and casting them down and putting in this work to keep your mind biblically aligned, when you see the joy and the peace it brings, you begin to enjoy it as a lifestyle. And you see the wickedness that other things bring, whether it be people, places, or things. You begin to see how it's not beneficial to you. All right. Okay. So, yeah. So Deborah put, you might just overstretch your neck. Oh, okay. You talking. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walketh with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes. Yeah, that's talking about the condition of a lot of our women today. And with our women and with our men, when it comes to relationships, there's a lot of reality that has to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? Because that's another thing I see on a big scale is like the condition of our men when it comes to relationships and women is woof. Like, did y'all see the video where that woman, I guess she pulled up in a gas station and parked this guy in, and then the guy got out and they were getting into it. And I don't know if she swung at him first or whatever. And then the guy started hitting him. And the guy had a gun in his hand. And it's like, I have to watch the video again, but it looked like she swung at him first. And then he just started punching her in the head like another dude. And it's like, you know, if she hit him first, you know, that wasn't wise. You know, we got to. Like I train, and I'm getting ready to do another course here. It'll be an online course on how to survive police encounters. Because a lot of our people argue with these police, and they don't realize, man, when you get pulled over by a cop, or when you dealing with these other nations in some type of disagreement situation or whatever, a lot of our people don't understand that you're in a life or death situation, especially here in America. Because I got people, like Sister Deborah, she lives over in Europe and stuff like that. And I'm sure you know what's going on here. But this country is slowly becoming very polarized on a surface level. There's always been racial division, but it's the end times and it's really becoming, and a lot of our people are getting brainwashed by these watered down, again, Christianity, these fake Christian churches out here. They're getting brainwashed into thinking everybody loves you and we need to be one nation and this, that. When I deal with these other nations and they don't like you, they're about their people. They don't care. And they're nice to your face, but as soon as they get mad, they will kill you. And challenge what I'm saying, and I will prove it on a weekly basis through the news. So going back, surviving police encounters, man, look, they just had to get rid of a cop who was the leader of a white supremacist group. And I watched our people sit there and run their mouths to cops in an aggressive way when this man, you don't know who you running your mouth through. This dude, and you're sinning. You're going perfectly against what the Bible says. There's a verse that says, agree with your adversary while you be in the way, lest he kill you, basically. And there's another verse in Ecclesiasticus saying the same thing. That these people, you are out here and these people have set traps and they will kill you. And a lot of our people, they don't have any charisma. They don't have no charm. They're suffering in their relationships and they don't know how to deal with people. They're not wise and they go running their mouths. And yeah, that works among our people. But then you get around these other nations acting that way. And that's why you got these Koreans punching up, beating our women up because they don't care. They know they don't, you know what I'm saying? You got these other nations, they so quick to kill our people off. And it's because we're going out there, we don't understand. You're playing chess and they playing checkers. Like they know what the game is. And you think it's we are the world and we are equal and all this. When these people hate you and they see you as scum. And you're saying, Michael, how are you going to say that? It says you will know them by their fruits. Like anybody a cop who just going to shoot you because you didn't, you see, just look. And then you're steadily sitting there trying to beg them for understanding. But since the 60s, you've been begging them to accept you and love you and all this. And it's silliness. And it all stems from, again, Christianity. And that whole, God is love and cupcakes and bubble gum and Disney World. And everybody loves everybody. And the same people is killing you because you're not looking at their fruits, man. Y'all just got me on a rant. All right. So let me see. So all that to say, when you dealing with Koreans, I'm telling you how I operate. When I deal with Koreans, when I deal at work, when I interact with these other nations at work, when I interact with cops, and I physically try to avoid even being near cops, okay? But when I'm dealing with these other nations, I understand what the game is. I understand. I show them respect. I'm very, the best word I can say is charisma. Like I know how to talk to somebody and get the best out of them, even in bad situations. And that's biblical. I'm gonna do a whole lesson on that because I love to look the scriptures up. The only one that comes to mind right now is agree with your adversary while you be in the way. And I've had lots of run-ins with the cops because I used to race. I was an auto mechanic and I used to make my car the fastest one. And I had a lot of run-ins with cops. I got arrested, all types of stuff. And never had an issue with them. I've even had a cop that I later found out was a bad cop who liked to try to provoke people into fights. I even dealt with him. And he let me go with a warning. Okay? But a lot of our people, because they're wicked and they're not following, they're not really following these laws, statutes, and commandments. They could recite the whole Bible to me, but they're not really doing this in their mind. So they get pulled over and it turns into this whole thing and they end up getting themselves killed. And you think I'm playing? There's a video out there where this couple gets pulled over and the husband ain't rolling the window. I don't have to show you my ID. And a woman in the car behind, Baruch Hashem Yahuwah, Baruch Hashem, like saying something in the Hebrew, like God is a genie, and he like, genie, 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 come on. And I'm like, yo, wait, y'all violating what the book says. It says, agree with your adversary while you in the way. And you going against it. Next thing you know, cop break the glass, hit them both with the taser, yank them out the car, slam them on the ground, because they stupid. It's like, man. So yeah, we gotta use wisdom out here. You know, you know, we live in dangerous times, and God is weeding out the people who don't want to comply with his word. And I'm not talking about mechanically wearing fringes. I mean, I like wearing my fringes, but I'm not talking about you mechanically, keep this external law and all that. It's like you got to develop a pleasant personality, and it says, be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Like that, you got to operate with these. The best way I could put it, the issue I see with the bulk of our people out there, and one of the things the Bible is saying is you got to learn how to get the best from people. And that's why a lot of people are in bad situations. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Yeah, you know, that's the best way I could put it. But, yeah. So, anyway, with that said, I got work to do today. So, I'm getting ready to get to it. I got some auto work I got to do. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. I hope this was informative to you. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, I hope this was informative. Appreciate all the comments and input and everything. But I'm about to press on with my day. I'm going to be live on here later on doing a Hebrews Near You show. So you can find Hebrews Near You. I'm going to contact some of the leaders to let them know that I'm getting ready to, I'm going to see if they'll let me run it on their platform and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to do a Hebrews Near You show to link up all those who feel isolated. I guarantee there's somebody right near you. If not, we'll set it up and I'll come out and hopefully I can help people come out and you can meet people near you. But anyway, with that said, I gotta get to work. I gotta press on with my plan of the day. Appreciate y'all tuning in and watching. Shalom, y'all.
It's really going down. It's about to go down, down. Really going down. It's about to go down, down.
We the people. Shema, Israel, we're the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we're the people. Shema, Israel, we're the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we're the people. Shema, Israel, we're the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we're the people. Shema, Israel, we're the people. Shema, Shema, Israel. We the people of the book. I stay humble, I ain't even boasting. I'm just here telling you facts. No more secret, it's gotta be spoken. We out here living a lie. 3/5, but they say that we equal. So put your hands up in the sky. Represent for the chosen people. Melanin, melanin, yeah, we got a lot of it. I can see the fear in them when they look at it. Lacking understanding, cause it's their nature. They don't fear God, but concerned about some glaciers. They always wanna justify, define themselves not guilty. Pride so puffed up high, living in iniquity. We the people. Shema, Israel, we're the people. Shema, Shema, Israel, we're the people. Shema, Israel, we're the people. Shema, Shema.